Welcome to the Weekday Report for Tuesday, September 24th. I'm Liz Snyder. Here's a brief look at the news. A woman trying to block Meijer's Green Bay Road store has sued the city, saying it violated its own ordinances when it approved a permit for the massive store at Green Bay Road and 76th Street. Plaintiff Virginia Hoekstra, a nearby resident, says in the suit that the permit should not be allowed to stand because the city violated its own rules on store size, parking, and pre-development assessments of the project. The city has not yet filed a brief in response to her complaint. Kenosha Unified remains the state's third largest school district, but its student population growth last year was minimal. According to annual attendance figures tallied last week, the district had 22,676 students, up 37 kids from last year's total. All of the district's middle schools posted declines, while an expansion of four-year-old kindergarten programs added students to many elementary schools. At Kenosha County Schools west of I-94, the total student population grew by 61 to 7,090. An event to be held in Kenosha Sunday aims to give hope to families of people who have disappeared. The Missing in Wisconsin program is coordinated by Kenosha County Medical Examiner Patrice Hall. The event will include a vigil for the missing, speakers, and investigators who will take a police report from each family member of a missing person who attends. The event will be held from noon to 5 p.m. at Madrigrano's Marina Shore. An insurer for the city of Kenosha has agreed to pay $110,000 to the owners of the Sports on Sheridan bar to settle a 2-year-old lawsuit challenging the city's cabaret licensing ordinance. The bar's owners sued the city in federal court after the city refused to renew the cabaret license for the tavern at 4626 Sheridan Road, then known as the Library Bar. The city amended its ordinance after it was struck down in circuit court and eventually did offer a license to the bar, but the owners still sued, claiming the initial denial led to lost profits. A Milwaukee man was in court in Kenosha on Monday after he allegedly got drunk while camping at Bong Recreation Area on Saturday, told other campers he was a cop, and threatened to get his gun and shoot all of them. 56-year-old Edward Kane pleaded guilty to a disorderly conduct ordinance violation. He was fined $181.60 and told to curb his drinking and maybe stay away from Bong for a while. Bradford graduate Melvin Gordon racked up a National Football honor on Monday. The Wisconsin Badger, who is the NCAA Division I leading rusher, was named Big Ten Co-Offensive Player of the Week. Gordon has 624 yards on 53 carries for the season. He rushed 147 yards on 16 carries with a career-high total 3 touchdowns in the Badgers' 41-10 victory over Purdue on Saturday. What's trending today? Congressman Paul Ryan has a deal to write a book about the state of conservatism in America. Ryan said the book is called Where Do We Go From Here and is scheduled to come out next summer. Is that another sign that Ryan is likely to make a presidential bid in 2016? Tell us what you think on our Facebook page. Up next is Diane Giles with this week's History Mystery.
"6 weeks on a clipper ship. That's about how long it took to sail from Boston to Mumbai, India, back in the 1860s. One young Kenosha woman learned about it firsthand. Jeanette G. Shepard was raised in Kenosha and as a child attended the Methodist Episcopal Church here. She married Reverend Isaiah L. Hauser in 1860 and began an adventure that few women of her day experienced. The Hausers became missionaries to India and lived in northern India from 1860 to 1867 and returned there in 1886 for another 8 years. Upon her homecoming to Kenosha, Jeanette wrote a book about her experiences and lectured extensively. She died in 1923 at the age of 82. This is Diane Giles reporting for the Kenosha News.
Thanks, Diane. Now here's a look at what we're working on today. A Kenosha man is now on trial for murdering a check cashing store clerk in Illinois. Janine Anderson will have an update. And Melinda Ticklar is taking a look at a coal ash recycling project at the Pleasant Prairie Power Plant. Pick up a copy of the Kenosha News and check kenoshanews.com for all the details on these stories and more. I'm Liz Snyder with the Weekday Report.